Let's look at total problems with missing totals. So as a reminder, total problems are parts that are put together for a total. So we can use a couple different equations to answer these questions depending on what information is given and what information we have to find. The first equation that we could use is part plus part equals total. Another equation we could use is the total minus a part equals another part. You could also use a graphic organizer to answer these questions. So in my graphic organizer, you'll notice that the total is on top and that is equal to a couple different parts. So those two parts are going to make up our total. Let's look at our first problem. So before we start answering this problem, we want to review an attack strategy to use. So our attack strategy is going to be read, draw, write. So first we're going to read the problem. Max baked 40 cookies and 75 brownies. How many baked goods did Max bake? So I read my problem. Now I want to identify, what is this problem about? This problem is about baked goods. So are parts put together for a total? Yes, we have one part is our cookies. Another part is the brownies. And we have to figure out how many Max baked all together with the cookies and the brownies. So I'm going to go ahead and do my second step, which is my draw. So in draw, I could draw my graphic organizer or an equation. So remember the equation we could use is P1 plus P2 equals our total. So I did my drawing there. Now we're going to go ahead and write. So P1 is 40 cookies plus P2 is 75 brownies is equal to my total. So let's add these numbers together and see what we get. We get 115 baked goods. So I finished my attack strategy for read, draw, write. You can also check your work by filling in your graphic organizer. So we want to see if 115 would be the same as 40 plus 75. So you could subtract 115 minus 40 or 115 minus 75 to check your work, and it works. So this is good. Our next problem. Diana works at a clothing store. She sold 1/4 of the total number of green shirts on Monday and a half of the total number of green shirts on Tuesday. What fraction of green shirts did Diana sell on Monday and Tuesday? So we're going to use our attack strategy, read, draw, write. And we already read the problem, so we can cross out that step. We want to go back and figure out, what is this problem talking about? This problem is all about green shirts. So is this problem where parts are put together for a total? Yes, we have part of our shirts were sold Monday, another part were sold on Tuesday, so I can mark those in my problem. Part 1 and part 2. So let's figure out how many shirts were sold on Monday and Tuesday. So we can use a graphic organizer for our next step, which is draw. So we're going to find part 1 is 1/4 from Monday. Part 2 is 1/2 from Tuesday. And we have to decide what the total is. So what we're going to do here is add these fractions together. 1/4 plus 1/2. Now my fractions here have different denominators, so my first step in adding fractions would be to make sure our denominators are the same. So can 2 become 4? Yes. I could do 1/2 times 2/2. and that's going to change my fraction to 2/4. So 1/4 plus 2/4 gives me 3/4 green shirts.